Hur är det att vara ex-muslim inom islam? With me to talk more about this, I have Luai Ahmed, who is a writer and an ex-Muslim, and also Mohamed Amara, who's an asylum seeker and also an ex-Muslim. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Mohamed, can you start and tell us what's it like being an ex-Muslim?
I think it's like leaving the mafia. Once you leave it, there is a death target on your back.
Do you agree, Luai?
Absolutely. I mean, the difference between Yemen and Morocco when it comes to the Sharia law is that in Yemen you immediately get a death penalty. While in Morocco, for example, you don't get the death penalty. They're a bit more progressive than we are in Yemen, but they put you in jail. But there's also a risk of being killed in jail for being an ex-Muslim. And after you leave jail after 10 or 15 years, you're definitely going to get assassinated by the society, because the majority of Muslim societies, Yemen, Morocco, and Morocco, as I said, it's one of the most progressive countries.
So Luai, you're from Yemen, and Mohammed, you're from Morocco. Could you tell us a little bit, Mohammed, you were applying for asylum in Sweden. Why are you applying for that?
I had too much freedom back in Morocco, so I decided to give all that up and come to dictatorship. No, but seriously, in Morocco, it's explicitly stated in the Moroccan constitution that the state religion is Islam. And the king, who is a real king in Morocco, unlike here in Sweden and other like ceremonial monarchies, European monarchies, is actually a true king, like in the classical traditional terms. He controls everything. He's also the religious leader, as considered as the commander of the believers. And it's illegal to shake the face of a Muslim.
And
law, it's written in Moroccan law that if you shake the face of a Muslim, then you go to jail. This is openly interpreted like it's a very vague sentence, and interpreted by judges, and they could put you in jail for simply stating that you have left Islam, and that could be interpreted as you shaking the face of Muslims.
And what's it like in Yemen, Luai? Is there a difference?
We're a republic, so we're in that aspect we have progressed a bit more than Morocco. And no, actually you can criticize the government in Yemen as long as you don't touch religion. And like Muhammad talked about, when the state religion is Islam, then you're never going to be able to have the freedom to discuss anything surrounding the religion. Sharia has to be controlling of the entire government, of every single... Islam is a totalitarian religion, and that comes from the word total, which means every aspect, from the social aspect, even entering the bathroom. When I used to enter a bathroom as a Muslim, I used to have to enter the bathroom with my left feet. And if I enter with my right feet, I would have to go back and say, oh my God, astaghfirullah, which means I seek forgiveness from God, from Satan. So this is also intertwined with the curriculum. So in Morocco, for example, they also teach Sharia law to children, and they have to soak in everything about Islam and Islamism as absolute truth. Would you not agree with that, Mohammed?
Yes, and the more than that, you learn the basics of Islamic law at school, and you learn that the penalty, the widely acceptable among Muslim scholars penalty for leaving Islam is death. And the judges and lawyers in their education in Morocco, they have courses of Islamic law, and the family law and the inheritance law and other laws in Morocco are influenced by Islamic law.
But a lot of people in Sweden, on the left, for example, would say, oh, well, it's not the religion that's the problem. The religion is peaceful. It's really the culture that's the problem. What would you say to that, Luai?
The thing is, if you meet any Muslim, even the progressive ones who would tell you, no, we shouldn't kill atheists, we shouldn't kill homosexuals. If you ask them, what do you think of the Quran? What do you think of Prophet Muhammad? They will respond to you and tell you that they are the perfect human beings and it is the perfect book. And this kind of gives power to the Islamists who are so much more knowledgeable about Islam and Sharia than these people who claim that it's a perfect religion. So, and we see this in Sweden as well. well, where you have this, what I call the so-called cute Muslims that say, Islam is a great religion. It's just a fringe of extremists that, misinterpret the religion. But it's always like out of the 2 billion Muslims in the world, it's always like 1.5 billion to 1.7 billion out of the 2 billion who believe in death penalties, who believe in beating your woman, who believe in the literal wordings of the Quran, because the Quran itself claims to be a perfect book that needs to be read literally.
We see also that there's a very large percentage of, for example, Muslims in Denmark who don't believe in freedom of speech, for example.
70% to be precise.
Yeah, so Mohammed, what would you say? Is it the culture? Is it the religion?
Well, saying that it's the culture is very racist because the Moroccan culture, at its roots, is un-Islamic. It's the native Moroccan culture is Amazigh, and the Islamic religion came there to Morocco with the colonial Arab Muslims.
Right.
So to say that it's the culture that's wrong and not the religion is wrong, and also dismisses or blames the
ethnicity.
the ethnicity.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
instead of the basics of the aspects of religion that infiltrated the culture, that became part of that culture, and are influencing how the general public in Muslim majority countries and communities perceive and
so what would Luai? What would
opinions
happen
on certain issues.
What would happen to you, Luai, if you returned to your home country today?
Oh my God! I think I would get the death penalty if I go to Rinkibi, not even Yemen. In Yemen, it's the law that murders ex-Muslims. They give you a 3-day wait. They tell you during these 3 days you have to say that you regret what you said, that you actually are a Muslim. If you don't, then you get the death penalty. I actually have a friend, Ahmed al-Akhali in Yemen, who wrote something like that in 2017. He didn't even write that he left Islam. He wrote, he made an argument that made God seem like an evil entity. He said that how come this God created so much hate and blah, blah, blah. And the second day as he walked out, and this guy was 17 years old, he was shot dead. And there was no reaction from the society. They said, this is an infidel. This is a dissident. He deserves getting shot. Like the society doesn't even wait for the government to apply the Islamist laws. So it's not really, and I would also mirror what Muhammad said about the ignorance of kind of marrying Islam with ethnicity. Like I left Islam. My name is Luai Ahmed. That does not mean that I'm a Muslim. Islam is not an ethnicity. And it's something that even many Swedes do not understand, that Islam is not an ethnicity. But it's something that the leftists do not understand. They think that when they protect Islam, that they protect the ethnic Muslim group. It's just... Yeah.
Mohammed, what would happen to you if you would return to Morocco today?
I don't want to think about it because that possibility honestly scares me.
Yeah.
What I think would happen, like the best case scenario is getting arrested at the airport and put on trial for blasphemy, for denouncing the Moroccan monarchy, which is just as bad as blasphemy in Morocco, even worse. Because the Moroccan king is regarded as a demigod there, and denouncing him is can be considered a form of high treason.
Yes, well, thank you guys so much for being with me today to comment on these important issues, and thank you everyone for watching Riks.